It is Wednesday, the 23rd of April, 2025. My name is Pigeon Rose, and this is my song of the day. Today, we're talking about a band who I've considered talking about a lot of their songs throughout the show, but I never really got around to. They're kind of a mixed bag for me. Their first two albums are great, two of my favorite albums of all time, frankly. And then their third album is like mediocre, really, honestly. And since then, they haven't released anything, although the individual members have released solo stuff, which I have variously liked. That band is the XX. The members are Jamie Smith, Oliver Sim, and Rami Madley-Croft. A lot of people love Jamie Smith or Jamie XX's solo stuff. Haven't really listened to much of it. I don't think it's really my kind of thing. But Rami's debut solo album from 2023, Midair, fantastic album. Just a really good pop album, you know. We love to see a lesbian winning. Anyway, the song we're talking about today is called Islands, and it's from their first album, the XX. I feel like this is the song, this and like VCR and Crystallized are the songs that got them a lot of attention. Although weirdly, Intro is like their most popular song, probably because it's sampled a lot. But Islands has always kind of remained my favorite, and a big part of that is the music video. I will be talking about the music video. I would recommend you watch the music video when you're listening to it now, but you know, obviously the song is the more important part, really. But I think part of the reason it's stuck with me for so long is because of the music video, so it is kind of essential to the song to me. Yeah, so let's listen to it now and then come back in a few minutes and talk about it. And that was Islands by the XX. Man, so short, so simple. I really love this song, and I love the music video, one of my favorite music videos of all time. In fact, for a time, if people asked me what my favorite music video was, I would say this song. Now, I don't know if it is my number one, because there's a lot of great music videos out there, but it's definitely in the top 10, maybe even the top 5. I just really love it. If you're not familiar with the XX, they're known for this sort of minimalist sort of sound. Electronic, but also indie rock. I mean, big bass and drum presence and like clean reverbed guitar, you know, just a very specific feel to their music, you know. I think part of the reason why I didn't like their third album as much is because it got more electronic-y and less indie rock, and I just kind of wasn't that into it, you know. But this song, it's genius in its simplicity, let's put it that way, because this whole song is just repeating bars and phrases over and over again, which the music video plays on, because the music video is like almost a time loop sort of deal. But the song just kind of goes through these dung 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 dung. And that's most of the song except for the chorus, and it just works really well. And Rami and Oliver have pretty distinct voices, and they work really well together, and this song is a great example of that, because it's mostly Rami's song, but Oliver joins in, obviously, and they just work really well together. Not necessarily like harmonizing as such, but just their parts flow well together. In terms of what the song is about, the song is like about commitment in a relationship, but there's like some doubts kind of creeping in a bit. It's kind of hard to read for me, but I think it's about someone being like, you know, I am fully committed to you, and then there's like little niggling doubts at the back of their mind, you know. So, I don't have to leave anymore. What I have is right here. Spend my nights and days before, searching the world for what's right here. Underneath and unexplored, islands and cities I have looked. Here I saw something I couldn't overlook. I am yours now, so now I don't ever have to leave. I've been found now, so now I'll never explore. See what I've done. So, I don't have to leave anymore. What I have is right here. Very simply just saying, I don't have to keep searching for a partner because you are now my partner, and that is what I was searching for. I don't have to leave anymore. What I have is right here. Spend my nights and days before searching the world for what's right here. Just talking about, like, you know, desperately searching for what she now has, which is a very sweet sentiment, but I do want to point out that she says, what I have is right here. She doesn't say what I want is right here. It sounds like compromise, you know what I mean? Underneath and unexplored islands and cities I have looked. Here I saw something I couldn't overlook. So, again, just talking about how she searched high and low for this thing, but she has now found it. Here I saw something I couldn't overlook. I couldn't look away from you. I couldn't simply move on to someone else. You are what I was looking for. And then the chorus is, I am yours now, so now I don't ever have to leave. I've been found now, so now I'll never explore. So again, that's the like full commitment. Like, I'm yours, so I don't have to leave. You know, we are committed to each other. But then, so now I'll never explore is a really interesting line, because on the face of it, it sounds like, you know, I don't have to shop around, so to speak. I've found what I'm looking for. I don't have to go looking for another partner. But also, it feels a bit restrictive. It feels a bit like maybe I want to explore, maybe I want to get out there, and now I've chained myself down to someone that maybe I don't want to, or not that I don't want to, but maybe I want to keep my options open. I think it's an interesting dichotomy going on here. And then it continues with, see what I've done, that bridge is on fire, back to where I've been. I'm froze by desire, no need to leave. Where would I be if this were to go under? That's a risk I'd take. I'm froze by desire, as if a choice I'd make. And the chorus again. So the see what I've done, that bridge is on fire, back to where I've been. Sounds like burning bridges, right? So Oliver comes in here saying, I've burnt the bridges of my past. I can't go back to the way it was before, which is what Rami's saying as well, but he's saying it, the imagery he's using makes it sound a bit uneasy, And then I'm froze by desire, no need to leave. I do want you, so I'm in this situation with you, but it being froze by desire again implies discomfort, right? No need to leave. Where would I be if this were to go under? That's a risk I'd take. Well, then that's an interesting line again there. Where would I be without you? Where would I be if we break up? And he says that's a risk I'd take. I don't want that to happen, but that's how much I'm willing to be with you, right? I'm froze by desire as if a choice I'd make. Now that's interesting as well. I'm froze by desire as if a choice I'd make, as if I have a choice in this matter. Again, it all feels like a little bit just like there's all these anxieties creeping in, And the chorus again, like I said, it repeats twice, and then it ends with just, so now I'll never explore. And that's the end of the song. In terms of the music video, what the music video is, if you didn't watch it, it's a looping shot. So there's a big X on the wall and then several smaller X's as well. And there are 4 dancers. No, there's 6 dancers actually. And then there's some seats as well. And the 3 members of the band are sitting on the seats. And the camera starts close up to the X and tracks backwards until you can see everyone. And then it just repeats that shot again, goes back to the X, keeps pulling away every measure, I think measure is the right term there. And each time it does this, the 6 dancers do a little choreographed dance and the band mime along to the song and they change positions on the couch with each cut, right? So that just seems like a cool looping thing that's happening. But then right at the end of the second chorus, it's hard to describe the dance without you seeing it, but the 4 main dancers, the ones not in the foreground, are like 2 of them are leaning in for a kiss and then the other 2 pull them away and do a dance. And then at the end of the second chorus, one of the ones who's leaning in for a kiss stops dancing. And then from then on with each loop, it just keeps falling apart. So she stops dancing. Then in the next loop, she's just staring at her dance partner and not doing the dance. And then the next loop, she's gone and the dance partner is dancing, the part without her, and then the other person's gone, and then the people in front are gone, until at the very end, the whole backdrop has caught fire. Oliver's the only one left sitting. He's kneeling on the floor, looking at the fire, and only one of the dancers is just doing her own dance independently in slow motion. And I love this music video. Describing it just feels so dry, but it's so good because it tells such a subtle story so well, because it's just looping not animation, but looping choreography, and you're paying attention to the dancing. You're also paying attention to the band members, and then when the singing stops, the dance starts falling apart, just like the relationship, perhaps. It's so fucking good. I love it. Simple idea executed beautifully. That's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for listening. Please hit like, hit subscribe, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think. Tell other people about the show. Thank you so much for listening, and I will talk to you tomorrow.
Break it down.
I've been found now, so now I'll never explore.